Welcome, 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 welcome. It is Tuesday, second day of July. Yesterday, we did a live stream at the end of the day, around 7 p.m., talking about what the live stream was for, how we're going to use it. The simple answer, we know we use the live stream for what we do today and tomorrow, which is look at all the new books. I've put out almost 24 books. A few of them are actually much older, months older. We just get them from a distributor who only wants to ship out at least 15 books. And none of them were crucial. Like we needed them and no one ordered them. So I wait until I have enough stuff piled up and then I order the 15. So some of this stuff is from like end of the year. Hey, Mark. Some of the stuff is from the end of last year, the beginning of last year. Some really exciting books that I want to talk about. I also just, Mark, this doesn't affect you so much, but anyone else watching, I just put up the sale information so far. So far, I've got over 10 sections of the store that we're discounting. July 4th through July 7th, store-wide sale. Not every single item in the store is on sale, but it's a lot of sections. I stopped at 10 in my post on social media, but there's going to be another bunch that I might announce on the day itself. I even just restocked some stuff due to availability or restocking sales or whatever that's going to be part of the sale. So crazy big sale this weekend. July has been slow. Yesterday and today were definitely a bit of a drop off from June. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, let's go look. In the next minute or two, they're going to start telling people that we're on live, and we're going to get all the people that we've been getting. So let's go up to the front and look at the new books before that happens, so that we're looking at the new books when they come. We've got, these are two of the ones that I said were out of print, were older. I know, Mark, I know, I was just joking. Nina Simone in comics. It's a whole bunch of comics telling the life story and career of Nina Simone. And the same one for Prince. Mark, I think you asked me for this last year when it was announced, if we were going to get it. And we are. We just only recently got it. I know it is. Yep. So we got the Prince one. Madison Square Garden Tragedy. The Murder of Sanford White at Madison Square Garden by Rick Geary. We did get this when it first came out a few years ago. But we just restocked it. So, hey, Peyton. So we got that. We've got Proxy Mom, My Experience with Postpartum Depression. This is a everyday slice of life book about dealing with postpartum depression. I wouldn't say that it's an exceptionally tragic version of postpartum. This isn't someone who ran away and abandoned their baby and all sorts of horrible things that postpartum can lead to. But the real everyday effects of someone who's had multiple children and watched his wife go through postpartum in different ways for each one. I think this does a really good job of giving the overall idea of the sort of challenges you face. Evan Rubio's Degas and Cassay. Beautiful, beautiful book about tremendous painters. Notice they use a lot of the early expressionists kind of line weight in the art. Beautiful book. Again, came out a few months ago, but we've only just gotten our NBM order. So there we have it. Cartoonists Against Racism, a very interesting. Yo Books is a company that usually collects older comics of a specific variety, usually one specific artist or this magazine. And this time they're looking at stuff that was specifically made by Jewish publishers to discuss racism and division in America. Not necessarily always towards Jews, very often race, color, and other aspects of things as well. This just came out today at every store, unlike most others. Now we're on to things that are new released today. Pizza Face, Rex Ogle and Dave Valencia did a really wonderful book called Four Eyes, all about Rex's time in middle school with glasses, when he had to suddenly get glasses. This deals a couple years later with his horrible acne and puberty. I was just telling my wife, I think it's a really, really good book for the general, again, a general issue of what it's like in middle school without being excessively specific. It tells a really well-rounded story about all sorts of kids facing all sorts of trouble. Narwhal's Sweet Tooth, the latest Narwhal and Jelly graphic novel. Ben Clatten's wonderful series about two underwater best friends. A narwhal and a jellyfish. Always fun stuff for young readers. Speaking of young readers, DK Books Pokemon Book of Evolutions, a book for the youngest about how Pokemon evolutions go. We're going to talk about this one in a second. We're going to talk about that one in a second. We're going to talk about that one in a second. Let's skip ahead out. Marvel Zombies, Black, White, and Red. This is the collection Marvel have been doing of everything in black, white, and red. This is the also standard thing Marvel does now with their treasury size, oversized deluxe version of beautiful art books. Speaking of oversized and beautiful art books, we've got Chris Samnee's Black Widow Artist Edition. This is a original art size, as all the Artist Edition books are, showing off all the original work by Chris Samnee in this fantastic series he did with Mark Waid about 7 years ago. All right, we're going to look at some manga, and then we're going to look at 3 books that are very exciting for this week. We got Gravitation, which came out last week. We've got the second volume of Kimi no Todeke, From Me to You, A Soulmate. We have the first volume in stock as well. Second volume of Goku Rukala. Again, we got this came out 2 weeks ago, but we got it late. It came damaged. We had to get more. The new volume of One Piece, volume 106 of One Piece. Got a bunch of those. New volume of 2 Year Eternity. Very exciting stuff here. 2 Year Eternity did a tiny little time skip in volume 19 where they moved ahead to shortly after our modern era, and now they do a huge time skip jumping ahead into the far future. The creator, Omiya, said this is the final storyline. Medalist Volume 3, we have Medalist Volume 2. I'm not sure we still have 1. A really great book about a young man who used to be an Olympic hopeful figure skater, who's given up on it to become a teacher, and how this young student revitalizes his spirit in teaching. Really fun. The latest Homunculus Omnibus. This contains 2 volumes of Homunculus, 9 and 10. So this is volume 5 of the Omnibuy. Some really fun little golden books. Our boy Jack Skellington, Sally, and Wednesday. All new little golden books. Now let's talk about these 3 books. These 3 books are very special to me for a variety of reasons. You and a Bike and a Road is a graphic novel that actually already came out once in softcover by Koyama Press. The great Eleanor Davis did a long-haul bike trip across America in 2015, and she journaled it. She journaled it in graphic novel form. At the end of each day's bike ride, she would write about the ride. She took that and turned it into a few pages in between of explanatory things, and it's just exceptional. It's really an amazing book about the mind-body connection, how when we push our body, it makes our brain go in different directions, but also about America, about the decisiveness, and all the other things that were leading to the upcoming election in 2016. And I really just love it. Fantagraphics has reprinted it in this beautiful hardcover. Very excited for that. Whoa is Lucy Knisley. Lucy Knisley, the wonderful cartoonist behind Relish, Kid Gloves, many other graphic novel memoirs, had a lot of comics about her cat, Linny, that she put up on Instagram at one point or another. Linny eventually passed away, and it inspired Lucy to talk about Linny even more. And so this is a comic mainly about Linny, but also about other cats that she knows, other situations with cats, what it's like to be a cat owner, just really classic stuff. But I love these. You've probably, if you're a cat person, you've probably seen some of these on Instagram over the years, because Linny became a bit of a icon herself. So yeah, this just came out. Beautiful collection of some previously printed on the internet and some new books by the great Lucy Knisley. Now we're going to talk about the last book. If you have never heard me talk about Tamora Pierce, I apologize for what is about to happen. Tamora Pierce is one of my favorite young adult authors. She's done about a dozen books set in one world, the world of Tortle. Maybe 24 books in the world of Tortle. She also did the Circle of Magic books over at Scholastic. And they have finally, with a lot of work by her and the great Devin Grayson, the wonderful Rebecca Farrow, who did the art, taken the world of Tortle, the world that she wrote dozens of graphic novels in, and made a graphic novel adaptation. This adaptation takes the Protector of the Small series, featuring my girl, Kel, and is about a young girl training to be a knight in a world where women were just reinstated as being allowed to become knights. Up until this point, women hadn't been knights for hundreds of years. There's a whole series before this. We thought, hey,
Good to see you.
good to see you. With a woman named Alana, who becomes the first female knight, and they bring it back. I'm going to go help Mike, so I'm going to head off. Until tomorrow when we look at all the new single issues, remember, damn it, babies, gotta be kind. All right, what are we looking for, Mike?